Hello YouTube, Dave here again. So I am one step closer to completing my Starfinder flip mat collection. Today I picked up the basic terrain flip mat. So this was one of the first ones to come out, actually, along with the basic Starfield. And for some odd reason this is one that has taken me almost the longest to pick up. At the time that I'm recording this, I think the only flip mat that I have left to get is the asteroid or meteor one. I can't remember which one of those two it was called. Oddly enough, I've never actually seen that one in stores here in Nova Scotia, so I'll keep my eye out for it anyway. Unless it's something that hasn't come out yet, but I'm pretty sure it should have been released by now. But anyway, like I said, what we'll do today is just have a quick look at the basic terrain flip mat for Starfinder. So this is basically it's a double-sided battle map. It is cardstock with a glossy surface, and is usable with wet erase, dry erase, and permanent markers. And it basically says on the back here, for permanent markers, you can put a dry erase marker over top and give it about 10 seconds or so, and then it can just wipe both them off. I still haven't tested that myself, and I know I say that pretty much in all these videos, but I have had people swear up and down that it does work. The dimensions of this are 24 inch by 30 inches, and it folds to basically 8 by 10, and they're 1 inch squares. So it says here, worlds of adventure, an alien landscape, an abandoned space station, the twisting corridors of your own starship. The possibilities for adventure are endless. With Starfinder Flip Mat Basic Terrain. Designed for the Starfinder role-playing game, but appropriate for any RPG, this invaluable gaming accessory presents two subtle textures, dusty ground on one side and metal floor plating on the other, providing game masters a blank canvas on which to draw any terrestrial battlefield, space-age facility, or adventure set piece they desire. Whether your party is facing down a convoy of ratfolk scavengers or breaking into a robot prison on a machine planet, you'll always have the right map at hand. Don't feel like you always have to run your game in someone else's world with Starfinder Flip Mat Basic Terrain. The setting of your next adventure is whatever you can imagine. So yeah, this was $14.99 US is the market or suggested retail price. Now I live in Canada, so I paid a little bit more than that, but it was still less than $20 altogether. I think it was around $16, $17. So yeah, a good price for that, and like I said, it was one of the last ones that I needed for my collection, and it's funny because it's probably the first one that they put out. So I already cut the plastic on the top here. I do try to keep it so that I can put them right back in the plastic if possible, which I've been able to do for some, but not too many. So we'll see what happens here. And if it puts up too much of a fuss, I'm just going to say the heck with it and tear it. But and I just do that to try to keep things, you know, nice and neat on the shelf. But anyway, so here we go. We got our basic terrain thing here. On the inside, it's just white blank. And here we have the terrain itself, and actually, I'm kind of surprised. It's actually a lot brighter than I was expecting. I was honestly expecting this to be, you know, because if you look at the picture here, I mean, this looks a little bit darker anyway. I don't know how well it shows up on camera, but this is actually really nice and bright, so I like that. And let's just get her all unfolded here. Alright, so another thing that I kind of like about the metal floor anyway is that it still has like some rust and stuff on there. It looks like there's wear and tear on the floor, so it's not just, I mean, they could have made it all just one uniform color all throughout, and you know, I don't think anyone would have had any issues with it, but this sort of adds a little bit of realism to it. It looks like an area that has been used. It looks, you know, I mean, there's scratch marks on the floor as well. So if you can see here, I'll just zoom in, hopefully it shows up on camera. But there's even like scuff marks, and that's on the actual like image itself. That's not a scratch on the battle map itself. So it just looks like stuff's been sort of dragged or gouged onto this metal floor, and it's cool. I like it. I like it along with the with the rust again, the nice wear to it. And it just, I don't know, I mean, it just has sort of an era of, or an aura, not an era, an aura of, I guess, of realism to it. So this is the metal floor for like space docks or, you know, facilities like that, spaceships, anything you may want to use with this sort of terrain, I should say. And then we've got our, this is our land side here. So a couple things about this one, and I don't mind the fact that it's sort of like got this reddish color to it. I mean, that's totally fine. I have no real qualms with that. But for something that's supposed to be basic terrain, it's got a few too many what I would consider to be terrain features on there that you may not necessarily want to use if you're in sort of a planetary setting. Now, you could just say that these are different colorations of dirt or earth or sand or, you know, what have you. But just looking at it here, it does look like we've got different elevations. I mean, this area here, the darker area, looks like it's down deeper than the area here. Same with this part here. It looks almost like it's casting a shadow as it's going down. So to me, I think this side would be great for certain types of use, but I don't think that this really fits the basic terrain. I think that if it was basic, it should have just had, you know, you could have had like drifts or dunes sort of like images on there, but you've got just, again, a little bit too much in terms of what looks like elevations and things like that for this to really feel generic. Like this feels like it is a very specific battle map for a particular encounter. And, you know, again, unfortunately, I don't know how much use this is going to get. You know, I think that I would probably, if I'm looking for just generic terrain, I would probably use, if it's planet side, I would probably use my adventure grid still, which is a little bit disappointing. Now that said, this does work again for certain scenarios and certain encounters, and if you wanted to build an encounter around this terrain feature, then this would be perfectly fine. You could also use this in a different scale if you wanted to, and have it be sort of like a tactical map for a briefing. So for example, if there was like an enemy complex, you know, say over here, and you could have like the scale again be different. Like it could be basically each square represents 50 feet instead of 5 feet sort of thing. And this is like a satellite image, and you could have like a enemy complex here with some fortifications on this, you know, sort of ridge that's about halfway between the height of the facility and the sort of this little canyon area. So you could do stuff like that with, and I think that would be cool. The other thing is you can use the Pathfinder flip mats for basic terrain as well, since they have, you know, basic battlefields that would just be sort of like a grassy area. So if you have those, and it's not unreasonable for Paizo to think that people probably would have at least some of that, then, you know, you can still use that for it. So, but like I said, I still like that I have this map, and I'm still, you know, really happy to have added it to my collection. And this side here is going to get a ton of use because I think it's super cool. So anyway, that was my review of the Starfinder flip mat. This is the basic terrain one. Hope you enjoyed the video. Now let me know in the comments below, what do you guys think of this map, if you use it in your Starfinder games, and how often do you use the planetary terrain? How often do you use this secondary map here? Because that is something that I would love to know. So anyway, thank you guys very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and we'll see you next time. Take care.